Hey guys, Dan the Wolfman here at catchissu.com. I want to talk a little bit about the Albuquerque shooting incident that happened a few days ago when rioters, protesters, at the point you're destroying property, you're not a peaceful protester. That is not civil. That is not guaranteed in our Constitution. If it isn't peaceful, then if you're destroying property that doesn't belong to you, that's no longer peaceful. So, this is a shit show. It's totally a cluster. And when I first saw it, all I saw was someone getting shoved with a skateboard, him breaking contact, trying to escape, pepper spraying, a mob chasing him. Baca, I'm talking about, without knowing the background, guys. Understand that. I don't know this guy's background. I don't know everything that's going on over there. I don't live in Albuquerque. But I can tell you a lot of weird stuff's going on in this country right now. So this one is chalked up to everyone's an idiot, basically, it looks like. So he's running away and entangled. All you can tell is that he's entangled or getting dragged down by the shirt, I think, by a female. And two guys are chasing him and trying to beat him up, and one guy now swings the skateboard at his head, which is already deadly force. He already shoved him with the skateboard earlier. I believe it's the same guy that did that earlier, Williams. It definitely was Williams that hit. And what everyone on social media didn't want to notice was that he had a knife already out after he said, "I'll kill you. I'm going to kill you," or "I'll kill you." So he claimed his intention, and he had the means, and immediate opportunity right there for potential murder. People need to look at that. And even the DA is still saying that he doesn't see the knife. So I don't know what's going on. I know what's going on. It's political BS by the extreme leftist governor and the extreme leftist mayor. So I guess I'm not going to get my cop job there. I was actually moving to Albuquerque and applying for law enforcement just a few months ago. But, you know, I guess won't be doing that now because they're not going to want me. And yeah, because anyway, this guy, in the scuffle, he comes up and now he's being attacked 3-on-1. So I would say legally you could display your weapon at that time to say back off and get away from me, which he was doing. And gets hit in the head with a skateboard. Okay, that's already felonious assault. That's already potential deadly threat. Mind you, that's already a deadly threat. But what definitely clears this guy of the shooting, or at least should, and at least right now they dropped the charge of that, is the guy, Williams, who said, "I'm going to kill you," the guy who got shot, who apparently is 39 years old. Didn't look it in the video to me with his mask covered up, and I don't know at 39 years old what you're doing pulling down conquistador statues. But anyway, he had a knife right there. So literally he had just said, "I'm going to kill you," and you can see it in slow-mo. There's a video I now found on, someone helped me find, actually, on Facebook. Slow-mo video. You can see him turn, and like he realizes that guy is an immediate threat. Williams right here, and you could see like the shock. He sees the knife in his left hand, and he had his sheath. So he just hit him with a skateboard, and hidden behind the skateboard was a knife, fixed blade, already exposed in the sheath in his right hand. So that's why Williams got shot. Williams attempted to murder him. There needs to be charges of at least aggravated assault on Williams. I don't care that he's been shot. He's the one that caused him to get shot. Let's start having repercussions for our actions. Williams needs to be charged. The charge got dropped for the shooting by Baca. That needs to stay dropped. They need to admit there was a knife in Williams' hand. So a whole lot of craziness going on. Now, I don't know if he was the original DA. Sounds like he's trying to do right. Ruiz, I believe is his name. And he's probably in a difficult political position, but these are people's lives. The law should be applied equally. Okay, and so that's a justified kind of, mostly, and fine legality is the law here, guys, because it turns out I at least saw one footage of Baca pulling down a girl from the back. doing an assault on her. Apparently he assaulted 2 other women as well. So I believe now he has 3 charges, I believe. I might be wrong. It seems like they varied between 1 and 3 charges of assault. He deserves that from what I saw. But the mayor and the governor deserve a heck of a lot, and probably Albuquerque PD deserve a lot of this too. Where were they? Why are they letting people riot and start pulling down a statue that doesn't belong to them, that taxpayers have paid for whenever, with a chain and with a pickaxe? Okay? Why are they able to do that? So, Baca not a good guy. Baca a bit of a bad guy, but not as much as a bad guy as the left are making him out to seem, because it's just totally crazy. Like, this one needs to be figured out in court. Like, to my eyes, he deserves the assault charges. To my eyes, he's guilty of the assault. But let's look at the governor and the mayor. They're culpable in anything that happens when they're letting their cities burn, when they're letting people riot and act horrible in the streets. That's not peaceful protest. Peaceful protest is in a suit and tie, MOK, arm in arm, black, white, whatever, arm in arm, peacefully protesting and making good things happen and knowing actually what you're protesting about, not getting paid by a literal Nazi to do so and cause anarchy in the streets. I think it's already 45 cops that have been murdered. I believe it's already 20 civilians that have been murdered. Multiple women have been raped. Puppy's been, I think, tortured. I couldn't watch it. I believe tortured and killed on a live feed. Many businesses burned down. No, that is not okay. And so any violence or charges that get brought up, I fully believe that the mayors and these governors in the Dem-controlled cities and Dem-controlled states are fully culpable. Because everything leading up to it, if you're going to say, well, he wasn't able to shoot that guy because he was involved in some chaos earlier, well, why was there chaos earlier? There should have been police, so where was the Albuquerque Police Department? They should have been surrounding the statue earlier. Why are they letting the taxpayers' property? I don't care what it stands for. I don't care if it's some conquistador or whatever. Unless the people vote on it and have some kind of democracy, it's cool. What kind of right do you have to do everything? It's just not right. But legally, guys, it's really a weird situation, because you can't initiate any kind of confrontation in the state of New Mexico and then claim self-defense. But clearly in this case, he had broken contact like by 100 yards. He is basically running away backwards while being pursued. He clearly was trying to disengage. So like if we get in a fist fight in most states, if you disengage from that, you're like, okay, you kicked my ass, stop. Like you have to stop, or it's a further and or separate assault. Like you can't escalate the force up from that if someone is clearly trying to get out of the situation, if they're not a deadly threat. In fact, the 3 people attacking him by 3-on-1, that's already a deadly threat. Skateboard to the head, definitely a deadly threat. And knife right there after saying I'll kill you is deadly force. It's means and opportunity. So it's intent, means, and opportunity. It's everything right there to justify his self-defense shooting, what that was. Now, should he have the other charges? They're saying he didn't have a carry permit, so he's getting charged with a weapon charge. I believe he's getting charged with 3 assaults. I've seen one of them on video. At first, I didn't when I tweeted people, so keep that in mind. It totally looked justified to me. I still think the shooting part of it's actually justified, but the other isn't. So basically, everybody involved is a scumbag. So everyone there's a scumbag, Baca's a scumbag. The governors and mayors letting it happen, I guess you probably aren't going to let me, walk across the deck and be a police officer in your state, which I was thinking about doing. So I could go hang out at Jackson's Academy and stuff like that. But so it's a bad political mess. Realistically, this is like a very interesting case law here if he did get charged, because it looked like he instigated it in a way. Now I say, who's the real instigator? The ones that are destroying property and the people allowing it. They're culpable. Like, that shouldn't be allowed to happen. If you want to claim it's about this or about that, or like, do it peacefully. Petition, go to city council. We have ways of doing this. I'm not saying, I believe that history repeats itself if you actually read a book and study history. If you don't have the history to know what wrongs were done, you're bound to repeat it if you destroy that history, which is a tactic the Nazis did, which is a tactic we see doing now, because certain parties and governors and mayors don't want people to realize that they were the ones that fought. They're the ones that, boom, had Lincoln, boom. They're the ones that voted against the Civil Rights Act. They're the ones that filibustered it in the longest in history, 75 days, I believe. They're the ones that always voted against desegregation. They're the ones that always were about slaves. They're the ones that didn't want to give up that right. People need to like study history and understand what's going on, guys. So if you want to protest, protest peacefully. But really, if you're out there in the streets and doing crazy stuff, you're just escalating things up to violence. Many people have been murdered. Many people's American dreams, including by me, many of them, like the shop owners, the clothing shop owners, they were immigrants coming here to enjoy the American dream. You're not virtuous. You're either incredibly evil, or you're kind of just being an idiot and being cover for the people that are there, paid terrorist Antifa members by literal Nazi George Soros to do bad stuff. Now, I'm not saying you should go out looking for trouble either. So in this case, it's really weird. He should probably get the assault charges, but that's different than a murder charge. That is very different than a murder charge, because really, Williams, though shot, let's not claim like we don't see the knife in his hands now that I already sent Albuquerque tweets 2 nights ago. Like, you might want to investigate this, because that, and now there's slow motion video you can find very clearly of what's going on for that shoot. So this one is not clear cut. There's other cases that were clearly wrong, and there's other cases where people are saying that wrong that are clearly justified, and this one is kind of a shit sandwich in between. If you like this video, please thumbs up, please share, please subscribe. If you agree or disagree, I don't know, but try to keep it civil down there. And anyway, guys, you got to look at things